Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to put your plan book into Microsoft Outlook. And that has a lot of advantages. Number one, it can be synced with your smartphone, so you'll always know where you're supposed to be. Even if you're out, you'll know what your classes are for the next day. Another advantage is when people send you meeting requests, it'll automatically tell you if you have something else scheduled for that point in time. Basically how it's done, to give you just an overview, is first you look at your plan book and you write down all the day ones, all the day twos, all through 7. So you write down all the days that are day 1. So for example, this year it happens that September 10th is a day 1, September 21st is a day 1, September 30th is a day 1. And I already have that for this year, so if you'd like it, I can give it to you. And this is 2010 that I'm recording this. And then the next thing you do is you look at your actual schedule for day 1 through day 7. And you begin to set up appointments. So for day 1, I'll create an appointment for all my classes. Once I have day 1 through day 7, which is a time-consuming part, then I'm going to copy each day and paste it to all the day 1s throughout the year. So in essence, when all is said and done, I will have my plan book in Microsoft Outlook and then have the ability to sync it with my smartphone, whether it be a BlackBerry or an iPhone. You can also do this in Entourage. The process is similar. The terminology is slightly different. So if you're interested in that too, I can walk you through that. Okay, so like I said, I don't want to be on Tuesday. That's today. I actually want to be on Friday this week because the first appointment I'm going to put in is my first class on day 1, which this year is actually period B, which I actually teach. So that'll be a good starting point. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to click New, and it's probably best, well, if you're in Calendar View, it should just say New Appointment automatically. But if it doesn't, you would want to hit this little drop-down arrow to make sure that you want a new appointment. You're not interested in a meeting request or anything. So go to New Appointment, and here's your options. And the first thing you ask for is subject. So for me, I'm teaching 8th grade science that period. So what I've used is I've always put the period, so it's period B, and then I'll put my class. Now, I always teach science, so for me it's just a determination of is it 8th grade or is it 6th grade science, because that's the information I need. So I know it's period B, and then I'm just going to put an 8 there so that I know that I teach 8th grade science. And then it tells me the location. So now I know that I'm in B06, and now's the time to look at this and think that could be confusing for me. So I'm actually going to put the PV B6, so that I know I'm in Patriot Village and then I'm in B6, so that I'm not going to get confused with 6th grade period B versus my 8th grade class period B. So you can tailor make this to however you want in terms of your location and the class that you're teaching. If I wanted to, I could just change this to period B, 8th science. You can do whatever you want here. It's your plan book. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Next thing is, and the most important part, is the start time and end time. It's default to 12 a.m. to 12:30 a.m., which we know is not right. So you actually have to manually type in the times. So you just transpose it from your plan book. So I'll just go 8:25 is first period, and I know it goes until 9:10. So let me see and make sure everything's right. I know I have Friday. I'm starting Friday, and I'm going from 8:25 to 9:10, and every day 1, I know that I have period B, and I'm teaching 8th grade science. So then another thing that you could do is up here it says show my time as. So a lot of times for your study halls and things, you might want to put free, although a wise person once told me you're actually never free. You could put in tentative or out of office, whatever you want. I always put for my classes, obviously, that I'm busy. For my study halls, I'll put tentative, but you can do whatever you want here. So I'm just going to put busy. And then there's a lot of other things that you can play around with here, but this is basically what you would want to do. And then you would click Save and Close. And lo and behold, over here on Friday, I have B8, PV, B6. Now I'm going to open that up, because you can open it up because it's an appointment now. And you know, if you screwed something up, or if you really want to, I don't like the way that looks, you can always go back and edit it before you actually copy and paste it to everything. And I actually forgot something I actually want to do, and that is set up a category, because I like to color code it. So I can do this, and already I have my classes from last year, Class A, Class B, Class C, and you can edit these and add them as you wish. And I know this is Class B, so I can just click Class B, and now it's color-coded. So then if I hit save and close, not only is the B8 there, not only is the location there, notice as I hover it also tells me the time, but it's also color-coded, which as the year goes on makes it a little bit easier to just, you know, look at it at sight. You don't have to follow the B8. You can just look at the color and know what class you're in. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for create appointments for my whole day one. So I'm going to put in my breaks, I'm going to put in my lunches. If you know you have meetings every week, you can do that if you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and do this now, and when I'm done actually day one, I'll show you the copy and paste feature after that. Okay, so as I'm going through this, I have all the way up to break. And one thing you notice that I did change, I did remember the way I did it last year. I actually put the B1, G1 so that I know it's period B and I know it's a day one, and then I actually put the name of my course. So my 8th grade science, we call that motion, and my 6th grade science, we call it energy. So I'll just put B1 motion, and for my 6th grade classes, whatever period and day it is, and then I'll follow it up with energy. Then I have a study hall. Another good thing about this is under study hall, sometimes what I like to do is under the notes section here where the cursor is blinking, sometimes I'll actually write the name of whoever's in my class for that study hall, because study hall lists I usually don't carry around with me. So it's a good way to always have who's supposed to be in study hall. And again, it's on my phone too, so I know I'll always have it. And then when I copy and paste it, I know that it'll be there whatever day I'm on. So just another little tidbit that you might want to pick up on, but I'm actually not going to do that because I don't have Elmore Fudd or Joe Schmo in my study halls. But when you do get your study hall list, that might be something that you can think about. One other thing I wanted to show you is right now I'm trying to add a class, and it's D1 energy. And I went to categorize it, and I thought I'd show you how to do that. So if I go under here, I don't actually have Class D from last year, so that means I need to change one of these or add a new one. In order to do that, you just have to go down to all categories, and then this dialog box pops up, and I can look in here and I can add a new one or I can rename one. So I'm going to choose to rename one and take one of these class periods that changed from last year. And this year I teach BDCF, which means I don't need Class E. So I think I'm going to rename that. I'll call that, instead of E, I'll call that Class D. I'll click OK. And then now I can go ahead and categorize a Class D. And I already put the time in, and it's still Friday. Save and close. And there we go. Now this puts it a little over because the break and D1 overlap. Notice the one ends at 10:20 and the other one starts at 10:20. So that's the only place that it's really going to look like that. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest of them, and then I'll show you how to actually copy and paste the whole day through the rest of the year, or at least through September or semester one. Okay, so here's my schedule for day one. I would like to preface it by saying that I've never had a schedule that looked like this. These two preps at the end of the day, I'd like to thank Mr. Notary. Or maybe I should just delete this one and find a really busy day to show you. But anyway, here I have my day one schedule. B1, G1, D1, E, C, lunch, H, and A. and I have my class motion. That's 8th grade, and then energy, and then another motion class. Once you have a day down, so this is day 1, before you think about copying and pasting, you probably just want to double check everything. So for example, one thing that I see that I made sure that I did right is that on all my preps and my lunches and my breaks, there's this little diagonal blue dashed line there. That signifies that that time slot is tentative for me, which is exactly how I wanted it. I may be busy, I may be free, I'm not really sure. And then I have my study halls color-coded, and my class is all color-coded. So everything looks good. Once you're at this state, the next part is to actually go ahead and copy and paste day 1 to all the other day 1s throughout the semester. So to first select them, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, so to select these, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go shift to day view. Makes it easier to select and copy and paste. And I'm going to go ahead and select the first one, and then I'm going to hold down the shift key or the control key works, and select each one of these the whole time, keeping that either the shift or the control button held down. Now you can let go, and I'm going to hit edit, copy, and then I'm going to go to September 21st, which is the next day that I'm interested in for the day 1. And I'm going to hit edit, paste, and there you go. Everything got transferred to September 21st, and I have my day 1 schedule. Now I would just go ahead and keep doing that, so I can go to September 30th, and I can hit edit, paste. If you get really good, you can start using the control V instead of having to go to edit, paste. So for example, after September 30th, the next one is October 13th, and I can just hit control V, and it does the same thing. So as you can see, once you get your day set up, it's really a copy and paste function right after that. So really all you're doing is creating appointments for your day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, and day 7. And then you're just copying it and pasting it through. So this is how I did one day of my schedule. And you know, it takes a while to get comfortable with Microsoft Outlook if you're not too familiar with it. But again, it's a tool that can help you with more than just putting your plan book. It's good to get used to putting appointments in and some other things. So if I can help in any way, please let me know. And again, there is a way to do this in Entourage. I just don't have the software to screen capture for Macs. But I'll work on that if enough people are asking about it. Good luck.